Hello, greetings everyone. It's the flat earther who might not give you what you want, but definitely gives you what you need, including a wake-up call sometimes. Greetings everybody in the chat. Looks like Owen Benjamin's going to be going the way of Assange and Snowden, just quiet. It's like, oh my gosh, you mean the powers that be won't let someone make money out of criticizing it continuously? Good heavens, who'd have thought of that? Must be the first person in history ever to be kind of coaxed, coerced, forced into not doing that anymore. Look what I have. This is a hole in a wall. Okay, look. It's slightly dimensional, so here's light streaming in through a little slot. Can you see? But look, it's coming in and it's diverging. Can you see it diverging? Let me pick one of these rods. I'm going to go for orange today. Look, it's diverging. Can you see it's diverging? If it's diverging, which it is, then how do you figure out where the light source is? Would you have to use angles and triangulation? Or might you use, say, common sense? By this, the common sense says, well, the middle's here. So go right through the middle of the slot. Okay, and in some direction, far away, somewhere. From here, straight line. Oh. And from here, straight line. Oh, I hope it's showing well. Well, where those lines meet, that's the light source. Now, you might think, oh yeah, very far away sun. It's like, no, look. The sun's here. That way is the light, not that way. It's not bending round to fall in through the slot. Can you see? Because it's reflecting on this back window. Can you see how this is much larger than the opening through which it's coming in? Often read, I talked to you about this. I told you I had a cool video. That's the slot through which the light is coming in and, well, diverging. You can look at the physics of diverging beams. Hey, why would they call them diverging beams and not diverging waves when they're referring to light? Is it because they're beams, like I explain in the Book of the Sun? Yes, it's because they're beams. Light beams, light rays, filaments of light bundled together to present this, what the real world shows. Don't take my word for it, though. Watch these videos. Just give me a little minute. Do I show you the video first, or yes, I show you the video first and then I show you the photo. Okay. By the way, the video I made, I have to say, I made it for Theoria Apophasis. You know, that genius that just hasn't figured out that the Earth is freaking flat? Duh, how not very bright of him. Wait a minute. So the plebs said the world's a globe? I think the world's a globe too. Okay, so let's see. So yes, first I show you the video, which I made for him. Okay, so here it is. Give me a second. So for all the people working on theories and working on maps and working on, well, what is this place? This is for all of those people who have been looking at their ideas more than looking at the real world. They want to see how the real world works and what it is and everything. Well, the best thing to do would be to look at the real world. That would be the best thing to do. Right, so here we go. Remember, this is for Theoria Apophasis. I'm going to show you something you've never seen before, and if you have, you've never thought about it. Oh, look at that big glare of sun, like dissolving the blinds. It's not really dissolving the blinds, it's just glare. But I'm showing this to show the gap between the blinds, okay? This is the gap between the blinds. Can you see how very, very little the gap is? Look, oh, there's the sun, glare. About as big as it was when I was way over there, wasn't it? Well, how is it doing this? Remember, I held my little finger up to it. That's curious, isn't it? Now watch what happens with my finger. Oh, wave propagation, wave interfere. No. Now let's see what it does with my finger. Oh, no. Light isn't what you've been told it is. And because you've not been looking with a clear mind, you haven't out. You have figured out what the You might want to watch that again, by the way. All the serious people out there who are like studying this world and want truth, study that video. Don't just let it wash over you in a live hangout. Actually watch it, pay attention to it. Right, now this that I'm showing now, okay, I can close this, is a photograph. I took this earlier today. It's been great weather. So let me see, where am I? Okay, here's the photograph. Sorry, I have to juggle windows to make sure that the stream is going out. Now I'm going to move the cursor, see if I can see it in the stream. I'm watching. Can you guys see the cursor? I don't think you can. Yes, you can. Okay, great. Right. Over on the left here, we have blinds. This, by the way, that I'm showing you, this has not even been understood by art school teachers. That's why I dropped out of art, because I realized they didn't know anything that they could teach me. Out of art school, anyway. So here you have blinds. They're only open a little bit. You can see by how little light there's coming in here. You see how here they're diverging over on the right? They're diverging, aren't they? These light portions on the wall are wider. Is that not clear? Okay, well, are they wider now? Can we see? They're wider now. Okay, and if that's not clear enough, are they wider now? Yes, they are. Not only are they wider, but the blind portion between is becoming more and more diffused. Okay, more and more diffused. In the previous video where I showed the glare coming in through the window, that's what happens at a certain point. There's no more blind in between. That glare is acting overall on the whole blinds everywhere, and you only get a light panel rather than a light panel with stripes. Let's look at this beam in the ceiling. These here that I'm circling, these are these here. Okay, So these that I'm circling, these over here at the far right. This central shadow is the post of the actual window. Here, there's the other panel of window. And here, another post, panel window, post, panel. Can you see how these are 100% diverging? Now, look into the physics and you'll find, oopsie, when they talk about light divergence, they show exactly what I've shown with my little drawing on my whiteboard. So that's why I'm addressing this to conspiracy cats. Go ahead, describe this with your physics. Because if you don't, I will make another video next week calling you out again, and I will show the very same stuff until eventually you'll address it. Okay? Okay. Now, let me stop screen sharing. I hope that was clear. Oh, by the way, so for anybody who, when looking at this, can't handle what they're seeing and wants to say, well, the slats are really open. This is just one of the blinds. The other blinds must be really open. I'll tell you this. These are two sets of blinds. So it's just two sets of blinds. They're both open the same, and they're both open only millimeters. Okay, the amount of light that's coming through is through millimeters. It's not even a centimeter. And this here that you see, the width here, this is the same blind as this one. It's one blind. Okay? But now I will show the video again. Yes, I will show the video again now that we have a bit more context. Where is it? Did I close it? No, here it is. Okay, give me a second. So, QMFI, if you watch this, what are you doing modeling stupidity? Model the real world. This is the real world that you're seeing. Right, give me a second. Here it is. Now, remember that you just saw a photo of two blinds casting 4 light panels from 4 windows. So 4 window panes, letting lighting and okay, diverging. Okay. So now watch the same from a different angle, from a different window. Okay, just, well, keep up. I'm going to show you something you've never seen before. So I'm going to pause it and talk you through it. These blinds are open only maybe 3 millimeters. I go up and I show with my little finger. The blinds don't open any more than that before I go over. I leave. I'm demonstrating something. I'm not cheating the world. I don't silently tweak the blinds. And if you have, you've never thought about it. Oh, look at that big glare of sun. In fact, if you look at the reflection here on the cupboard, you can see they're only open a tiny bit. Okay? Right. These, by the way, are not transparent blinds. They're aluminium blinds. Aluminium is not transparent. Like dissolving the blinds. It's not really dissolving the blinds. It's just glare. But I'm showing this to show the gap between the blinds. Okay? This is the gap between the blinds. Can you see how very, very little the gap is? Oh, there's the sun. Glare. About as big as it was when I was way over there, wasn't it? Well, how is it doing this? Can you see divergence? Okay, good. Remember I held my little finger up to it? That's curious, isn't it? Now watch what happens with my finger. Oh. Now, so that people understand, people who've read my book have got better chance of understanding this than people who haven't. Because I explain, look, okay, the beams, the threads, the tubes, the filaments, the fiber optic, ethereal fiber optic cable. Call them what you will. They are threads, beams. These beams are bundled together. They can only express what they can express. The beams that are in the shadow portion, they can't express much because they're not actually expressing much. Do you understand? The only ones that are expressing are the ones that are, well, reflecting on the wall. So watch what happens. Oh, wave propagation, wave interference. No. Now let's see what it does with my finger. Oh. Can you see how when my finger is between, it can't express any information about the finger? Oh no. Light isn't what you've been told it is. And because you've not been looking with a clear mind, you haven't figured it out. And you haven't figured out what the sun is. I have. Bong. Again, bong. So, there, that was a little lesson about light and about the sun, because that was the sun. 93 million miles away, apparently. But following the laws of physics that say only a few inches past, well, the point where it starts streaming through. Look, let me show you the drawing again. Can you see? Okay, so where's the light? Well, there's the light source. If this was the configuration, it wasn't. It was different to this. Can that be 93 million miles away? Absolutely not. What would it be like if it was 93 million miles away? Well, I'll show you what it would be like. And then I'm going to show you how even in art school, they don't understand this, okay, with a video, which I will have to pause because it's well, you'll see. Right. If it was 93 million miles away, well, oops. This is what you'd have. Just give me a second. And this, by the way, is why they have been discouraging art at schools and instead promoting bullshit art, modern art. Whenever you see something like a word that has a standalone meaning and it has a preceding word that classifies it, like social justice, you know, we're no longer talking justice. When we talk modern art, we're no longer talking art. Sorry for all those who like abstract paintings and whatnot. This is what we would have if it was 93 million miles away. Can you see? The only divergence would come here and it would be caused by perspective, okay? It would be like streaming in through that slot. Parallel rays. Can you see parallel rays? Now, think of this that I've just shown in terms of Eratosthenes, because you've just seen diverging rays. How does Eratosthenes' argument go again? Okay. Now I'm going to show you, just give me a second. I had it a few minutes ago. Got it. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how, not even in art school, do they actually teach this. Give me a second. 1 second. It's at 18. Right. I have to make sure that I don't play any of this. This is the kind of thing that might get a warning or a strike or something, because, well, Come on. Okay. There's a wider shot of this, but it's not letting me get the wider shot. Let's see. No. Okay, sorry guys, just a second. The heck? Definitely didn't want that to happen. Okay. I'll just have to deal with this. Right. Give me a second. Right. I'm showing this for educational purposes, as is allowed by fair use. Fair use and all that gibberish. Here we have an image in a cartoon, a cinematographic cartoon. You see the slats here on the left and the beams coming through and the beams coming through on the second wall, and how they don't diverge because, well, they have to follow the same template as the window, see? Whatever is the gap through the window, well, the parallel rays from the sun, so they have to follow that template. They don't diverge. If the people who made this were actually real artists who noticed the real world, they would have made them diverge slightly here, and then diverge further here, and diverge further the farther away they got from the window. Now, you've seen what I've shown, and you might perceive divergence here. You're not. You're seeing fading, okay? Because you've just seen divergence, your brain will say, oh, well, I'm seeing divergence there. You're not seeing divergence. You could sit and measure them, okay? You're seeing fading here, diffusion. And, you know, an illusion of diffusion. This is the Animatrix, a detective story, 19 seconds in. Okay. Now I'm going to stop screen sharing and I'm going to move on to something entirely different, a bit more humanistic. Okay. Everybody in the chat, I hope you're all doing well. Let's see. UB, is it UB or IJB? IJB, yes, you do. You need to get the book up or, you know, figure it out yourself. It's not like it's not figure outable. A bit more of a humanistic thing now. Okay, we're just watching recently a little, well, first some advice to flat earthers who are trying to figure out what this place is and how it works, okay? Drop it from time to time. Just drop it all together. Watch things you used to like watching before you were a flat earther. Engage with things you used to enjoy engaging with, or that you enjoyed engaging with more often, before you were a flat earther. Leave it all together. Just forget about it. Because when you forget about it, that's when ideas consolidate. That's when information consolidates. In fact, nah, forget it. I was going to do a drawing of the mind, the liminal, subliminal, and how information consolidates. But I won't, because it's going to be too abstract. And I don't like abstract art. Right, so from time to time, just drop it all together. Just don't watch any flat earth stuff. And if you catch yourself thinking flat earth stuff, quit it. Okay, really. And that way you'll start to see more clearly. Now, this is like a little, sorry, I have a couple of windows open. It's a little prelude. Me telling you to drop the flat earth study, investigation, pursuit, fascination, to just drop it all together for a spell and do that regularly is because if you don't, you will not see clearly. You will hear, you will see, you will be manipulated, you will be coerced, you will be bamboozled. You'll have so many different concepts and ideas and gibberish put to you that you'll not know what to make of the world. And you'll be even more confused, and you'll make flat Earth appear retarded to people. That's what will happen. So the reason I'm saying this, I was just recently watching a little thing, because I was engaging in non-flat earthness by looking at, by the way, it's impossible, okay? When you're doing non-flat earthness and you see a little globe, you think, nah, a little programming, you know, but you can try. It's fun, you know. I'm watching a thing on Scientology, the Church of Scientology, Church of Scientology. And it hit me. I've done a couple of videos in the past about cults and about religion and about flat earth, possible cults, religion. Oh, if you think about it calmly, there are two. If you think of a cult, okay, and religion is the same thing, just make it bigger. You have two different areas. So the overall theme of cult can be separated into two entirely different sections, okay? The view of the cult from outside the cult, and the view of the cult from inside the cult. And we're going to cover both now. Not every aspect, but the most salient points. First, from outside the cult, people who are in the cult are separating from normal behavior, normal routines. People inside the cult see those routines as negative, polluting your soul or whatever. Okay, so people outside the cult just see people separating themselves from their friends, their family. People inside the cult see their friends and family as having, well, parasites, evil spirits. In the case of Scientology, they're not clear. They're not clear of these entities that infest them and make them get easily hoodwinked into drugs and sex and money and, well, not money. Let's not say that. We're Scientologists. And all kinds of things. They're not clear. People inside the cult, they're all at least aiming to be clear. They've detected these things that they need to be rid of. And the outside world is not rid of them. In the flat earth, there's that same behavior going on, where flat earthers look at globelings and think, oh, they're manifested with globe. It's just globe. It's a globe tad. It's a globe head. It's all globe. The human beings, they're mistaken, but they're still human beings. Just like people inside a cult are still human beings, and people outside are still human beings. The only ones that stop seeing people as real human beings are the ones in the cult. The people outside the cult don't stop them seeing as the people in the cult as human beings. They see them as brainwashed and whatnot, but they still see them as human beings. So this is why I'm saying, take time out. If you find yourself engaging every day with conversations and chats and messages and flat earth stuff every day, take a break, because you're in a cult. If you don't take a break, you're in a cult. Globe believers don't go there every day and, oh, it's a globe, isn't it? Yes. They're not really in a cult, are they? They're in the world, they're mistaken, but they're not in a cult. The cult is flat earth message, or flat earth. That's a cult. And if that's what you're doing, you're in a cult. So don't be in a cult. Let's face it, you've not signed up. You haven't been entirely separated from your friends and loved ones. So hopefully, show yourself, teach yourself that you're not in a cult by just taking a break, not responding, not even saying, I'm taking a break for a few days. No, just take a break. You know, get on with your life, do whatever you want to do, then come back and have a look. And, oh, yeah, flat earth, let's have a look. Oh, lots of messages. Or, oh, no messages. Nobody cares about me in this cult. Okay? Honestly, really, take a break. Take a break. It is good for you to take a break, because apart from anything else, it lets true, correct information trickle through to the point where you go, well, I've heard these 7 or 8 different things about the sun. I'm going to look to see. You can't do this when you're crammed with 7 or 8 different opinions about the sun. Okay. Oh, double sun, reflection of the dome, real sun, the reflector, all that gibberish. Second sun, 2 suns. Oh, you can't look at any of it clearly unless you take a break and you go, right. When you take the break and you don't think about it, you engage with whatever it is you liked engaging with before you were a flat earther. Your mind settles to, right, well, I know those guys are just full of nonsense, so I'm going to just put what they're saying to the side or examine it calmly. I know such a body is just a shill, and I know these guys, they've got good intentions. Let's have a look. Then look at what's being presented. This is with the sun, but you can do it with anything else that's being presented. Veganism or smoking, not smoking, whatever. Drugs. Look at what's being presented and look at it calmly, without pressure. Don't pressure yourself. If you can't figure out what's true and what's not, including the truth is that thing is false. That can be the truth, okay? Look at what's being presented and go, right, these guys presenting nothing more than what could be glare, what could be CGI, what could be fabricated, what could be just totally false. That's what those guys presented. These guys presented something that I can repeat myself, that I can check and think about. I'm going to pay attention to these guys. And by these guys, I mean me, obviously, because I'm the only one that's freaking showing this, and it's exhausting to me to see that nobody else is showing real stuff or freaking ideas. It's tiring, not tiring. It's disappointing. It's disappointing, guys. Anyway, racism. Let's talk about racism. I was in a chat earlier, being labeled a racist because Level World, you said exactly, Antonio, thumb up. You get a wrench for that. And now you're going to be thinking, that was easy, but everybody else got a wrench even without saying that. I was in a hangout earlier today. This is just total tangent. Well, I was being called a racist because I said that Greater Sapien would be in all street, all pretentious street, with his hoodie, looking askance every 2 minutes. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah. And I was being called by some idiots a racist for pointing out that was him being pretentious. And it's like, wow, your level of thinking is just so limited. You must be a retarded, low IQ person, because you might have gone, right, wait a second. If Greater Sapien was white and he was going, yo, 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 and he said he's being pretentious, I wouldn't have thought that he was racist. I thought that he was critiquing his pretentiousness, okay, which is what I was doing. Even being black has got nothing to do with it. Him being boy in the hood, that's not a black thing. That's a teenage, gangster rapper nonsense thing. It's not a black thing. So, yeah, anyway, just thought I'd mention it because it was kind of fun. Really enjoyed having that little yin yang. Wow, flat earth cosmology is yin and yang. Be still, go within, smile inward, mind, eye, heart, power, focus on hands, right on the left at the navel. Don't know, sounding a little bit Qigong-ish, or maybe Falun Gong, but anyway, you're getting a wrench. Yeah, okay. That was pretty much it. I wanted to show the sun. I wanted to show the videos, and I wanted to point out that if you find it impossible to take a break from flat earth, then you are in a cult. It doesn't have to be an official cult. It doesn't have to have an actual cult leader. You'll have your leader. There'll be the people that you enjoy, and then somebody speaks and go, oh yeah, that's the leader, in your mind, because we're social animals. That's kind of how we are. Just stop from time to time. Just quit. Really quit, give it a break, try not to think about it. This is the important thing. Like really, either try not to think about it or simply don't think about it. And when you find yourself thinking about it, stop it. Depends how you are. Like two very different kinds of people. The ones that can just go, nope, no more. And the ones that go, oh, I've got to put effort. Right, okay, I'll distract myself from it. You know, they're still kind of vaguely thinking about it, but whatever it is that you need, take a break. Otherwise, you end up like Globebusters repeating on NASA, the liars, bubbles in space, and stuff. And Conspiracy Cats, unfortunately, he's caught in a little bit of a globe cult. Oh, all these retarded flat earthers. Although I have to say, I think the guy is freaking hilarious. I do. Space Gomma. I do. I think he's funny. Anyway, there you go. Now I'm going to go in the chat, see what's going on. Jan Smith. Hey. Speed Freak. Want to talk about leaders versus followers, sheep herders versus sheep, Antonio? Not really. I've said as much as kind of needs to be said, or as much as I think needs to be said. You know, there are people who yeah, no, that's it. I've said as much as it needs. 5 doors. They will say the light is parallel until it hits the blinds. That's okay. They can say that all they want, but then they have to explain the divergence after it hits the blinds. 5 doors. Because you can triangulate back to the source from the point where, well, it starts to diverge. Like, oh, okay. They can't just say parallel until it hits the blinds. So, okay, then parallel after it hits the blinds too, right? If not, why not? If it's parallel, then blinds, well, still parallel, but still parallel. But yeah, they can try it. Right, I'm looking in the chat. That's Adam Meakin. How are you doing? I hope you enjoy the book. I'm looking at the chat. Lots of familiar people. Level World. To buy the book, I've got 10 left. I tell you what, and this is for you or anybody else, and 9 other people. I've just written the email of my sister who's doing the selling part of it. I'm doing the posting out, but she's doing the actual transaction side. So I've just written it in the chat somewhere. I'm not seeing it, which is bizarre. Okay, try again. That's it. Oh yeah, there you go. Wow, there was a bit of a lag there. Yeah, I just sent her a message. Chuck the Canuck, I bet you felt all the better for it, huh? Took 6 months away from FE last year, and I bet you felt better for it. Yeah. Everybody should. This is the thing. Everybody should, if nothing other, to check whether or not you're in a cult. Really, if nothing else. Let's face it, it's not going to start turning. It's not going to start being round. And don't worry too much about the globelings maybe lying and hoodwinking more people into thinking it's a globe. No, everybody starts off hoodwinked into thinking it's a globe. They're not going to hoodwink more people. So, yeah. Jan Smith, yeah, the circle of death is, yes. Okay. Jan Smith, cool. Oh, wait. I thought lots of people, people I don't know and people that I do know, started saying the same thing. Make it available as an ebook. Just make it an ebook where people can just download it, you know, and print out their own copies if they want, or just read it from their computer, which is unhealthy. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Don't quite know how, you know, but I will. So Jan Smith, you might want to do that instead. It'll be cheaper. I've no idea how much it costs to do that, but it will be cheaper than the physical copy and the postage. So maybe next week or so. Night Angel, if you can get very stressful, does you good to get out for a while. True that. Oh yeah, you can have a wrench too. Oh, come on, thing. Yeah. Cody Broberg. Okay, you can have a wrench too. John Watson, true, if we'd taken time back then, but no, not really, because everybody wouldn't take time at the same time, wouldn't take a break at the same time. If they did, that would be cult-like behavior. Okay, orders. Everybody stay quiet for a week, which, by the way, was tried at some time ago with Steer and those guys. I'm going to take a break. And when I say those guys, I was one of them. So glad I'm not. Jeez, that was boring, pointless, and time-consuming, as well as soul-destroying and shockingly horrible for me. But, you live and learn. And what doesn't kill you serves only to make you stronger. IPS is a wrench and censorship princess. Well, here we're not. In fact, you'll see Globlings with wrenches. And yes, I do run my own AJB. So anyway, giving you a wrench. John Watson, you can have a wrench too. Why not? It's free. It's totally free. Right. So, okay, I just wanted to mention this because people don't do this often enough, and they should. Okay, people who content providers, YouTube content providers, should do this more often. They should give credit to people who communicate with them things that they weren't even looking at. Okay, sometimes things that they were looking at, just totally synchronistically. You're looking at something, somebody goes, you know what I've noticed? I've noticed there's no static charge, Harman Walker, because we content providers, loads of people communicate with us totally out of the blue, some of them long exchanges and then silence for a while, which makes me think, did somebody get you, or are you busy, or did you have a falling out? But anyway, with either confirmation, further information, or just interesting stuff. In fact, the Mudflood and Tartaria stuff came to me before it went to Martin Litka. Okay, so just letting people know. There are people out there who just share just interesting observations. Then there are people who share things to try to divert and sidetrack. Okay, because let's face it, the Mudflood, very interesting. Cover it in the book. Explain it in the book. Don't just cover it. And Tartaria, interesting. Lots of old empires. Okay, but it doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, if it's like, oh, look, things have been hidden from history. Like, you don't say. Anyway, later, Spake Face. Have a good one. Stan Smith, have noticed something new with the moon that can't happen on a globe Earth. More interesting stuff's going to happen with the moon and the sun. Moon, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to tell you because so let me just phrase it like this. The sun is very different to all of the received wisdom we have about what the sun is. Very different. Once you get it, it's kind of simple. It's like, well, I can see why people misunderstood it, but it's kind of simple now. The moon, in the same way that the sun is nothing like the received wisdom about the sun, a fiery ball, the moon is just as distinct from the received wisdom about the moon. Never mind a plasma like the guy in the 50s. Never mind a plasma like the air we breathe is a plasma, you know. Like a plasma is just an energized gas, you know, and the air that we breathe is an energized gas. We don't have any interaction with non-energized gases. We don't. They have to be in a vacuum, and they can't be in a vacuum because there wouldn't be any gas in there. So, yeah, it doesn't mean, as far as I know, it doesn't mean charged above a certain threshold. From that point on, it becomes a plasma. Okay, because if that's what they mean, then it's like, wait a minute. So, you mean like 10 volts? Is that what you mean? 10 volts, and if it's 9, it's not a plasma. The moon is just as distinct from the received wisdom. And some time ago, I was looking at photos that had been passed to me by somebody who'd taken the photos themselves. Looking at photos and seeing things, I was thinking, wow, this can't be what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is so clear that I could make a maquette of this, but it's breaking my brain just to consider it, just to see it and consider it, superimpose, just consider how I would make a maquette out of this that would replicate the moon with all the craters, all the shadows, all the stains. I'm going to leave that until the end, and I will. I'm not going to go into it in the next book. The next book is, I might go into it a tiny bit, but no. It's, if you don't get the sun, you won't get the moon. You can't get the moon, because the moon is even more distinct from the received wisdom. Because let's face it, with the sun, we know we look at the sun, is very bright. We look through filters, which we know is already tweaking what we're receiving. And we see, well, dark spots sometimes, little crests or, you know, flares. And okay. With the moon, we don't use filters, and we see lots of detail. So, yeah, it's difficult to put words to it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, right, guys, I'm going to quit. Moon is not concave because of shadows. Oh, okay. I wish I'd come across this when I was writing the Book of the Sun. Okay, for you who have read the book or are going to read the book. Okay. In the Book of the Sun, I explain how different energies superimpose themselves. Okay, so you have one energy and another energy comes and, well, imposes itself over it, or infuses. Okay, and how the shape of the area under the sun has grown because that area has not always been the same area. In fact, it hasn't always been the same sun. So the sun that used to make a little circle, and when I say circle, I mean the energy of the day. The day makes the sun. Okay, there you go. You see, the day makes the sun, and the day revolves. Okay, so and the sun is a holoprismatic effect inside that day that we see. The moon is not quite the same thing, but moon to the side. The day circle over the Bargos Islands was not the same day that was bringing the sun to South America and South Africa. It was more limited. There were other circles being made by other days, and these eventually join. And when they join, there's a exchange of energies whilst the whole thing calibrates itself and finds a new mode, and then starts to describe a wider circle. So say there was a sun making a circle over Eurasia, over northern Russia, northern Canada. Okay, a sun making a day wave, making a circle there, and another sun making a circle over China and portions of Australia, okay, like this. And eventually these circles are expanding. And eventually, boom, they meet. And once they balance out, they describe a wider circle that now encompasses both. Between these two ponds, there was ice. The ice melts, which changes the sea levels, hence the flooding and the mud floods and whatnot. So here you are. This has happened. These two energies have had a superimposing relationship on each other. They've basically joined, and one has overcome the other, has subsumed or accommodated the energy from the other that it could, and describes a wider circle. The reason I'm saying all of this, which I realize will be very abstract, is that the Maya were absolute geniuses. And when they described the sun and the fifth sun, which is the sun under which we live now, which is the sun that the Aboriginals say is the sun under which we live now, they were geniuses in expressing themselves. And when they express themselves with pictograms that they would superimpose on one another. So they were saying things by the style in which they said this, in which they said what they said. Just overall, one thing goes over the next thing. Okay, so they'd have an image of a face with two circles, okay? And then they want to say something that incorporates face with two circles or something else. So let's say, I don't know, an iguana, okay? So they place the iguana over the face, and it's iguana and two circles, and that incorporates the meaning of the face and two circles, whatever that meaning was, with the new meaning of the iguana superimposed over the face part, okay? I watched this yesterday. I was like, oh my God, I wish I'd known this. Would have been so easy to say, this is what happens with the energies. The energies do this. Okay, here's one energy, here's another energy, and what superimposed. Now this energy dictates. Then comes another energy, superimposed and dictates. Ever escalating, ever growing wider and growing higher in terms of distance from the ground that the energy can sustain itself at. There you go. And now I know that might have sounded like a lot of word salad to a lot of people, but when you understand the sun, you go, oh, right, it wasn't word salad. I get it. Let's face it, if you started looking at Maya pictograms, you think this really is word salad, because they were drawing all kinds of weird stuff. Okay, that's it. Oh, wait. Do you know that way? Are you telling me there's two sons? Who are you talking to? Because I am not saying that. I don't know if somebody in chat is, but there you go. There's always people that are a bit behind the curve. Behind the curve. Okay, peeps, that's it. I'm out. See you all soon.